anything you don't need. Our professional and experienced technicians provide reliable service you can trust and will keep you informed throughout the entire process. At Comfort Temp, comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Roos Ogra for your personal price plan today.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course our chicken and waffles. Plus, you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
Silverback Concrete is a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists that builds commercial structures for contractors who expect unrivaled quality, including the head ball coach's restaurant, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. You only have one chance to make a building that holds up to the highest standards through all kinds of weather. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to see why they're the #1 choice in the Southeast. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete's got your back.
Don't settle for a knockoff diamond when you can get the best diamonds at the best price. International Diamond Center, located in Celebration Point, for quality selection and value. International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. Jeff and Steve back with you here on the On Deck Show. Plenty more to do. Let's do our Coach of the Week, brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, putting some star power to work in your financial life for 90 years. Campus USA Credit Union. Coach of the Week.
Well, a guy that was actually here back in the day, Mark Wazakowski out at Oregon. Got to give Waz some love. His team has been really good, and they came really close to making Omaha last year. And Oregon State's that team that's won the couple of national titles and certainly gets a lot of the hoopla, but Waz has done some really good job. They're now 8-1 against Quad 1 and Quad 2 teams. So it's been really good for them. And they took 2 out of 3 from Oregon State this weekend. So maybe tides are turning there. And he's certainly always been that aggressive recruiter type and always got after it and up that Andy Lopez lineage. So we'll see if he can pull it off. It'd be awesome. And, selfishly, it'd be kind of cool. I'd like them to be a top 8 national seed and let's ship the Gators out to Oregon. I've never been there, so I want to go see Nike Town and all that stuff.
That's a long trip, but never been there either.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's some schools, East Carolina, Southern Mississippi, that are not big-name schools, but they always seem to pop up in the top 25 and have good teams. Troy's one of those teams, and they're back in the D1 baseball top 25. Skylar Meade is the coach, so he is Coach of the Week. Team of the Week brought to you by Comfort Temp Heating and Air, your #1 local HVAC company. Comfort Temp Heating and Air, comfort our business, peace of mind our promise.
I'll stay out west. UC Irvine, the Anteaters, one of the cooler nicknames for all of college baseball. They beat UCLA midweek, and then they swept Cal Poly. So now they basically are going to win the Big West, and they're up by 4 games, and they're 12 now in the RPI, and I mean to me that would be a host seed. So I'll go out to California too. That'd be cool. If we can't stay in here at Gainesville, I want to go somewhere cool.
I was going to say you want these long trips.
Well, just to go somewhere different.
It would
because
be different.
I think Florida, like we saw last year, can go and beat these types of teams because it's non-SEC teams that probably aren't facing the best competition. Obviously, the records are going to be better and the teams that they're playing, but I think also sometimes getting away and far enough away with no distractions or anything else, you just go play baseball. Yep. And we saw it last year for Florida.
We'll take a break, come back. Much more to come on deck. Stay with us.
I'm David Steele, voice of the Gators in 1984, when Brian Nasworth began a new journey, opening Quality Plumbing.
And I'm Mick Huber. During my 33 years as voice of the Gators, I called championship games for football, basketball, and baseball. And at the same time, Quality Plumbing became champions for residents and businesses of Gainesville.
I'm Sean Kelly, and now I'm the voice of the Gators as Quality Plumbing celebrates its 40th anniversary. And for years to come, I'll be calling the games, and Quality Plumbing will continue to be the #1 plumbing company for Gator Nation.
CFC 043073. The most important thing I learned from my father was work ethic and integrity. Never veer away from integrity, even if it costs you money.
International Diamond Center owner Keith LeClaire.
The core value for IDC is to protect the customer.
That means offering the largest selection, uncompromising quality, the strongest warranties, and honest guidance from experts who are not paid on commission. International Diamond Center at Celebration Point. Online, shopidc.com.
Titan MRI, North Central Florida's premier independent diagnostic testing MRI facility. At Titan MRI, we're focused on you, the patient, having a great customer experience. Our MRI equipment is modern and 75% quieter than any unit in its class. And our MRI unit has one of the largest openings of any of the newer high-strength MRI units, which allows comfortable scanning for potential claustrophobic and larger patients. At Titan MRI, we look forward to serving you.
I'm tired of you living in pain, and I want you to get real lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees, back, shoulders, and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Stop putting it off. Call now and schedule your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now in Gainesville, Ocala, and the Villages. 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
Florida Victorious is a powerful chapter in UF's NIL story.
We are
Florida Victorious. Gator fans, let's get on board now, okay?
Florida Victorious, proud NIL partner of the Florida Gators.
Well, fans, don't settle for a knockoff diamond when you can get the best diamonds at the best price. It's International Diamond Center, located right here in Celebration Point. For quality, selection, and value, International Diamond Center. It's the official jeweler of the Florida Gators.
We are at the halfway pole here of our On Deck show for today. Let's continue with our relief pitcher of the week, brought to you by QC Kinetics. If you have joint pain that won't go away, check out QC Kinetics for long-lasting relief. Relief pitcher.
I'll stay locally because he's such a big part of things. It's Luke McNeely, and he needs to be that guy. After coming in after Peterson on Friday night, he ended up giving up a 2-run homer to the 9-hole guy, and you're thinking, gosh, Luke, you got such good stuff. Come on, man, figure it out. Sully had to run him back out there on Sunday, and he was lights out. And if he wasn't, then Florida probably doesn't win that game because you don't have then that gap in order to get to Clemente on the back end. So give a lot of credit to Luke McNeely. I know it's been a lot of ups and downs, but Steve, we've seen it where he's just completely dominant. Fastball's 95, 96. Slider is just dirty when he throws it right. I just think for him, it's almost like you just need to go out and like punch him in the face or something just to get him angry. Yeah. Because when he pitches aggressively and angry, he's really good. And when he just kind of shows up and goes through the motions, it's not as good. You can really see it. So it's really that mindset for McNeely. If he can figure that out, he's going to be a huge part down the stretch for the Gators.
And I'm going to stay too. I mean, Clemente's the easy choice, but just because of the way he's adapted to the closer role, he's really solidified the game at the back end. So he's my relief pitcher of the week. Quality Game of the Week brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Quality Plumbers, Gainesville's trusted for over 30 years. Quality Plumbing, their name says it all.
No midweek game for the Gators this week, which is crazy. First time all year that's happened. So that gives those relief pitchers some rest and gets you ready for this weekend. But, this weekend I think is really big when we're talking about, we mentioned it earlier, it's Texas and Arkansas. Arkansas has now lost 3 straight series. They're having to figure some things out. Texas has to go to Arkansas, and then we go to Texas the next week after that. So I'd like to see Arkansas, because I think they're good enough. From looking at them and looking at all the other teams we played, I still think that lineup is pretty deadly. So I was actually happy with how Florida pitched against them, especially this weekend. But can they rebound at home? Can they figure some stuff out? Or are they a team that for some reason just doesn't play well together? Is there like internal strife or what? Because Texas just swept Texas A&M. I mean, that's pretty crazy. That was Schlossnagel going against A&M and the former team, and they beat them all 3 times. So can Texas stay hot, or can they come back to earth a little bit and then maybe give the Gators a chance when they go there in a couple of weeks?
The last 2 years, Jeff, to your point, with Arkansas, you look at the individual numbers and you go, well, and not that they're bad, but something just seems missing there. I get that same feeling. That I don't know. Sometimes they don't hit. Sometimes they don't put it together on certain days. I think this is a big weekend for them.
No doubt.
I do. Player of the Week brought to you by Florida Victorious. Game-changing plays, life-changing impact. Florida Victorious, proud partner of the Florida Gators on and off the field.
Yeah, it's Liam Peterson for me. 13 strikeouts to want the ball, and Sully ran him out there for the 7th inning. Although Sully said I probably shouldn't have done that, but it just showed you that Liam wanted to go do that. And you remember earlier in the year, Peterson had to miss a couple of weeks because he just wasn't feeling well, and it didn't seem like he had that mindset of, hey, I want the ball, I want to get after it. So to be able to see that and have that mindset to do that, and he's got all the stuff in the world. I mean, I saw it when, as a 12-year-old, he beat our team in Cooperstown. Like, that's how good he was as a damn.
Did you see him back then?
Yeah, 12-year-old.
Oh, wow.
And it was funny because he was wearing like those little rec specs, like the Chris Sabo goggles.
Yeah.
He was like a little dorky 12-year-old, and he just beating everybody. But he was awesome. So, and he was awesome again the other night. So, congrats, Liam. Do that all the time, man. Have that mindset. Go out there. I mean, you're throwing 98 with a breaking ball and a changeup and a 12-6er. He had all 4 pitches working. It was pretty special to watch the other day. And it was the second most strikeouts ever in that ballpark. Hurston Waldrop had 14 against Miami a couple of years ago, and then now Peterson had 13. So that's how good a company he was in.
Again, I try to look around the country a little bit. Southern Miss is another team that traditionally is pretty darn good. They've got a pitcher, J.B. Middleton, who's a junior. He's thrown 70 innings, and his ERA is only 1.92. That's pretty good.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, so he's player of the week. We'll come back. We'll wrap up our On Deck show. Stay with us.
Meldon Law has been serving personal injury victims since 1971. In those days, Jeffrey Meldon's presence as an attorney in the music scene dubbed him with the nickname the Hippie Attorney. And although times have changed, 2 things haven't. Our commitment to bettering our community by helping the injured.
Albert, are you ready to go to the game?
And our love for the Florida Gators.
If you bleed orange and blue, Meldon Law is the firm for you.
At Comfort Temp Heating and Air, we're proud to celebrate 40 years as your #1 local HVAC company. We offer energy-efficient solutions featuring quality products from Lennox. Whether it's new installation, system repairs, or routine maintenance, we promise to never sell you anything you don't need. Our professional and experienced technicians provide reliable service you can trust and will keep you informed throughout the entire process. At Comfort Temp, comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise.
Over 2 decades, Miapa has been a staple in Alachua County. Start your day right at Miapa, where fast and affordable authentic cuisine awaits.
We're known for serving the best Cuban coffee.
Our secret is in every sip and every bite, bringing the flavor of our culture straight to your palate. Everyone is welcome at Miapa Latin Cafe. Visit us at one of our locations and let us take you on a journey full of flavor. Miapa Latin Cafe, where every bite is a taste of tradition.
The most important thing I learned from my father was work ethic and integrity. Never veer away from integrity, even if it costs you money.
International Diamond Center owner Keith LeClaire.
The core value for IDC is to protect the customer.
That means offering the largest selection, uncompromising quality, the strongest warranties, and honest guidance from experts who are not paid on commission. International Diamond Center at Celebration Point. Online, shopidc.com.
Silverback Concrete is a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists that builds commercial structures for contractors who expect unrivaled quality, including the head ball coach's restaurant, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. You only have one chance to make a building that holds up to the highest standards through all kinds of weather. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to see why they're the #1 choice in the Southeast. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete's got your back.
Is your bank dropping the ball, not playing with heart or skill? Then you need to check out the scouting report on Campus USA Credit Union. That's a 5-star recruit if I've ever seen one. Campus has it all, like great rates and products, friendly service, and smart game plans for you and your money. So why not put some star power in your financial life? Visit campuscu.com or any campus service center today.
Honey, can I recruit you to take the garbage out?
Well, don't ever settle for a knockoff diamond when you can get the best diamonds at the best price with International Diamond Center, located in Celebration Point. For quality selection and value, International Diamond Center is the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. And we have reached our 7th inning stretch, courtesy of Miapa Latin Cafe. Discover 11 delicious Cuban sandwiches at Miapa Latin Cafe. They've got 5 locations in Gainesville and Alachua. You are never far from the best Cuban food north of Miami. And again, good to get some wins at home, get the free Cuban coffee over the weekend.
No doubt. Let's talk some softball. Our softball review brought to you by Silverback Concrete. Silverback Concrete builds firm foundations for generations. You stand on it. We stand by it. Silverback Concrete. Jeff, I wrote this down.
Okay.
Final weekend of the regular season. This weekend is softball, right? Oklahoma is 16-5. A&M is 14-6. Florida is 14-7, Texas is 13-8, and Alabama and Florida are 12-9. So 6 teams vying to get the top 4 to get a double bye in the upcoming tournament. Going to be a terrific last weekend.
Yeah, that's why it was so big to try to go up there and get 2 out of 3 from LSU and got off to a great start, and you run rule them, and then the weird play in game 2 that hit error. It doesn't matter; it still ended the game.
Right.
But and they got a great pitching performance from Ava Brown. They just couldn't hit that day either. Yep. And then all of a sudden you go back, and it's weird because we don't see a lot of mishaps and errors and different things go wrong with the Tim Walton coach team. So they just somehow just didn't play well, and sometimes that happens. But you've got a real chance to obviously make a statement against Oklahoma this weekend, and they'll come to town. I know that place will be absolutely packed for 3 games. And the only thing I don't like is the schedule, because you made Florida play Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then now you give them the Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
So you obviously weren't going to put a midweek in there, and that's why they didn't play Florida State at home this year, because there was just never really a spot to do it because of the weirdness of it all. So we'll see. It'd be fun to get out there and see, and obviously get a good test of what the best of the best is and what has been the best of the best.
One of the better arms, you'll see Sam Landry, who's 17-3 for Oklahoma in a sub-2 ERA. Okay, top 4 teams brought to you by Coke Zero. The new and improved recipe tastes like real Coca-Cola with 0 sugar and 0 calories.
Yeah, Texas is obviously the best in the country. I mean, that's the standard now that everybody's looking at. And for them to win 3 times against A&M, who had been really, really hot. And it's interesting. We'll talk about A&M. So A&M's now 8-13, just like the Gators are. They have Missouri, so they'll get 3 wins there. So that'll get them to 11. But then they also have Georgia and Tennessee. So you would think that they probably need to win a game against Georgia and a game against Tennessee there to get into the tournament, or maybe even win one of those series, because their RPI is way worse than the Gators' RPI. And if the Gators and A&M finish around the same thing, then you would think Florida has the favor over them. So A&M getting swept was actually really, really big. And they have those 2 really tough teams. I mean, look, Arkansas's got 3 tough ones to end. So I think a lot of the teams, Florida played the tough ones at the very beginning, and now you at least get a little bit of, a little easier. Obviously, Texas is in there, and Alabama's a pretty good ball club. But we'll see. So Texas there, Clemson and North Carolina, I think in the ACC are kind of the cream of the crop, but Florida State and Miami are, still right there. And give credit, you always don't like hyping up the Hurricanes, but they've been really good. You got to give J.D. Arteaga a lot of credit. They, a guy that we saw in relief early in the year, they've now put in their starting rotation. He's been really good as a freshman. So that's what it is. It's about understanding your team, seeing what they can do, and moving some things around and figuring it out. And then you got to give credit to LSU too, taking 2 out of 3. So I think I put LSU a little ahead of Tennessee and Georgia. And Vandy's, they're all lumped in right there around the same. But I think right now, even though we don't get to see LSU in person, from what we've seen on TV, they're pretty darn good.
I wouldn't want to play LSU now.
Yeah.
And they've been, when you say LSU baseball under the radar, they don't normally go together, but because of the Tennessee winning the championship and the hot start that they had,
Sure.
Georgia with the hot start that they had, LSU was just sort of, okay, look where they are. I wouldn't want to play them right now. We'll take a final break. We'll come back with more of the On Deck Show. Stay with us.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Roos Ogra for your personal price plan today.
I'm tired of you living in pain, and I want you to get real lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees, back, shoulders, and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Stop putting it off. Call now and schedule your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now in Gainesville, Ocala, and the Villages. 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
Success doesn't happen by chance. It takes skill, dedication, and a winning team behind you. For over 40 years, Quality Plumbing has been the trusted name across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and results you can count on. From the locker room to the living room, the track to your tap, commitment to quality is how success is achieved. Teamwork, experience, community, that's the winning formula. Quality Plumbing. Our name says it all.
Titan MRI, North Central Florida's premier independent diagnostic testing MRI facility. At Titan MRI, we're focused on you, the patient, having a great customer experience. Our MRI equipment is modern and 75% quieter than any unit in its class. And our MRI unit has one of the largest openings of any of the newer high-strength MRI units, which allows comfortable scanning for potential claustrophobic and larger patients. At Titan MRI, we look forward to serving you.
Florida Victorious is a powerful chapter in UF's NIL story.
We are
Florida Victorious.
Gator fans, let's get on board now, okay?
Florida Victorious, proud NIL partner of the Florida Gators.
International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. Visit us online at shopidc.com to see our selection of premier diamonds that you can't get anywhere else. International Diamond Center, your family-owned diamond connection located in Celebration Point. And don't forget, we're broadcasting from Coach's podcast room at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill here in Celebration Point. You can watch us on Facebook and YouTube and listen later on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcast, any of the nearly 40 platforms where you find your favorite podcast. Like and follow and subscribe so you can not miss an episode. All right, Jeff, we go to Carolina, a team that is struggling, but they have, taken at least one game of a series. But we've mentioned this before. I hope the Gators don't take this as, we're going to just go up there and just go through the motions, because it doesn't work.
Yeah, you can't do that by any means. And, when they get that rooster crowing, it's one, very annoying, but two, gets their fans into it. So we'll see how it happens, but it's our old friend Paul Maneri now. He took over that South Carolina job, and obviously it's a bunch of players that he didn't want or wasn't used to, so he had to move some things around. Petrie's didn't play last week. He's their best player, so we'll see if he's out of the lineup again. That'd be great. Gators hope to get Colby Shelton back. Give him some rest this week. So nice not having a midweek, and hopefully you set everything up. But it's all going to be set up by Peterson, and that's why Florida won 2 out of 3 this weekend, in my opinion, because Liam Peterson acted like a Friday night guy. And all these years where Florida baseball has been successful, they've had a dude on Friday go out and shove, and that's exactly what he was able to do. And when you do that and you win a game like that, it makes it easy to win a series. And so just go do that again, and hopefully he can build upon that and be fine and go out and be aggressive and pitch with a purpose and all those types of things, because, yeah, it's a South Carolina team that is certainly struggling. You don't know where that mindset is. You wouldn't think that Maneri would allow them to give up, but I'm not on big on TikTok like you are, but I did see scrolling through my timeline, it had somebody post all these South Carolina players like dancing and doing TikToks, yet they lost 2 out of 3 again. So it's almost like they're not even caring about baseball. They're just more about the social media. They're shadoring it there in Columbia, South Carolina.
Ooh, wow, very nice, very nice. And for those who don't know, a change at Mississippi State, did that surprise you?
No, I thought it was happening. It's a little crazy that it happened mid-season. Of course, we were just there, and there was really no indications of that hhappening. The people you talked to, never really said anything. And talked to Ron Polk, we talked to their radio crew, and everybody else. But it's a place where you got to win. It's an amazing place to watch a baseball game. They're sold out. They've got 10, 12,000 people there all the time. So if you're not winning and not making the postseason, that shouldn't happen there at a place that gives you support and money, and it'll be a good job. And, anxious to see who gets that. And, Cliff Godwin's name might come up. We talk about these smaller schools. Would he leave a smaller school to go there? He hasn't left in the past, but, he's been in consideration for a lot of big jobs over the years. So we'll see what happens for sure.
All right. Next time we talk to you, we'll talk to you after Florida plays at South Carolina. We'll be there for the radio broadcast. Thanks to Zach Rothrock for his usual terrific job producing our podcast. We thank you for consuming it. For Jeff Cardozo, I'm Steve Russell. See you next time. So long, everybody.
We thank you for listening to On Deck with Jeff Cardozo and Steve Russell, presented by the International Diamond Center. The show and the On Deck